Dear Rabbi Mike, while I just recently joined JSU at Clayton High School, it has already changed my life in unimaginable ways. The welcoming atmosphere has made it easier than I could have ever imagined to fit in. Judaism is something new to me. Growing up, I was never taken to temple or had Shabbat dinners. JSU for me means finding my Jewish self, which is something that I've been searching for years. The rabbi leaders, as well as every single member, are extremely respectful and open. I feel like I could completely open up to this group after having just joined. To know that this is just the beginning of my JSU experience and it's already moved me so much gives me hope that I'm going to fit in the St. Louis Jewish community. And more than that, it inspires me not to give up on my Jewish peers, as I was so close to doing.
Growing up in Omaha, Nebraska, going to the synagogue on Friday and Saturday nights, lost touch because after my bar mitzvah and after going to Hebrew school, there was no program that allowed me to associate with Jewish kids. We're trying to promote and maintain what it is to be a Jew. JSU brings everybody together on a weekly basis and it lets kids participate in high school and meet other Jewish kids.
I think what JSU is doing and what I saw it do for my daughter was to have a safe space to explore these core issues that connect them to a people and a story and a narrative and themes that go well beyond them, of ethics, of good, of the right, of the just, of connections to political questions that are going on in Israel, of what it means to be a people.
I think it's a great way for them to connect to their roots while still kind of enjoying their high school. There is a good amount of Jewish students here, but they don't really feel connected to a community who might not feel that they have a place to go to be Jewish. Now they do.
I'm amazed at the excitement every Tuesday morning that Jeremy has, that he has JSU and that he will go that night and learn and be with all of his friends.
And I think that he'll continue to grow as a Jew. I think it's a great starting point. It's like planting a seed. JSU has planted that seed.
It was a really interesting experience to meet people who were different than myself and had different experiences, and kind of to see a different side of Judaism than I had experienced before. It's a lot of learning and a lot of introspection, but also very social and very interesting things that we do.
It's gotten me to start thinking more about what it means to be Jewish, because before JSU I was just more like, yeah, I'm Jewish, but now I start knowing more what being Jewish is about, and hang out, grab some pizza and just learn more about each other and learn more about the Jewish religion and learn more about themselves as a person.
That a lot of people don't realize A, what it means to be Jewish, and B, that we have such a tight community, and to embrace it and accept it. JSU allows for that connection with other Jews, that you normally wouldn't find within school. It allows me to be strong and believe in myself and believe in, that Judaism backs me.
It's changed what I want from Judaism. I know that I'm going to continue finding groups of Jewish people to support me and to understand me and be a part of my life wherever I go. I have more resources for college now. I have more ways to connect to the Jewish community. People come that are on all ends of the Jewish spectrum, so it really helps us connect to each other and find our similarities, even though we practice in completely different ways. I don't think I would be as connected to my Judaism today if I hadn't had JSU.
In turn, helping me understand the ways that I personally can get involved to continue the Jewish tradition and to help Israel. Every session truly had some charm to it, something unique about it. JSU gives them the opportunity to become involved in themes that matter to teenagers.
Talk about topics we wouldn't generally discuss in synagogue or any other youth groups. Because of JSU, we can all come together and meet as a community, and without JSU, we wouldn't have the opportunity to possibly meet each other.
JSU definitely brought me into a new form of Judaism, just how to relate it to the everyday. JSU plays a huge role for Jewish students, and it makes them have a place to come where they're totally comfortable, can talk about anything, can question whatever they want.
Being more involved in JSU made Judaism more than just a cultural identity for me. It made me consider Jewish morality more in my everyday life. I was provided with so much more information that I would have gotten from Google searches or from random news articles here and there. I really enjoyed the Danforth Israel Scholars Program. I realized by doing the program how little I actually knew about Israel. We were all like crowded together in this corner of Starbucks. You know, people from my school that weren't part, that had just been at that Starbucks, were kind of like eavesdropping, trying to see. And I just remember looking around the room and seeing people just so intently focused on what the rabbis were saying in a way that I hadn't seen these people be engaged in the classroom before.
It's the advisors that really make JSU great.
They're always available 24/7 for whatever we need.
We hear their stories and their struggles and their questions and their search for meaning and understanding of Judaism and meaning of life as they grapple with all the issues that teens have to grapple with today and find their place in society and the Jewish people. And to know that we play a small role in that is humbling, and I can't think of a more rewarding opportunity and a more rewarding job.
You see the thoughtful looks on a teenager's face, and you see them applying their heart and their soul to a topic. They develop a passion for who they are, for their Judaism, for giving back to their community. They develop a real passion for Israel based on knowledge, based on, and compassion.
We're at 12 schools reaching over 700 kids. The opportunity to work with that many people and potentially make a difference in that many Jewish lives, but to pass on that passion and drive that I have that could change the world for a person. That potential is amazing.
I want you to close your eyes. How do you understand? How do you make sense of it? So when my rabbi was on his deathbed, I went to visit him. He was 36 years old. He had a wife and 10 children. And I went to see him. It was about 2 days or 3 days before he passed away. And I said to him, I said, Rebbe, how can God do this to you? How can he do it to your wife, to your children, to us, your students? I don't understand. And he asked me, did you ever see a needlepoint? I said, yeah. He said, what does the back side of a needlepoint look like? I said, Rebbe, it looks like a mess. Twisted strings, knotted strings, that's what we see. We see a world, a picture, that looks like one massive mess. He said, in the next world, God turns over the needlepoint and shows us the masterpiece. And then we understand that little red twisted string that seemed so insignificant that it didn't belong, that is the highlight of the entire masterpiece. And the best needle pointer, God himself is creating that needle point. And as long as we know there's a front side, then even though the back side may not make sense to us at times, but we can take comfort and strength in knowing that every string is there for a reason, all to contribute to that beautiful masterpiece. We'll see you next week.
Overall, I can honestly say that I have JSU to thank for who I am today and the amazing Jewish girl I will grow to become in the next year and beyond. I'm eternally grateful for everything you've done for me. Sarah Castillo.